And sorry, just a reminder before we start, for those new, if you hit the microphone in front of you, the little light, to speak, and then turn it off when you're done.
Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order. And Justin, can you please do the land acknowledgement?
Yes. The city of Thorold is situated on treaty land. This land is steeped in the rich history of the First Nations, such as the Haudenosaunee, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe, including the Mississauga of the Credit First Nations. There are many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people from across Turtle Island that live and work in Niagara today. The city of Thorold stands with all Indigenous people, past and present, in promoting the wise stewardship of the land on which we live.
Okay, thank you very much. Any declarations of interest? No? Okay. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda? Joey and Marilyn? Any discussion on this? All in favor? Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion to adopt the minutes, AFC 6/2023? Michael? Leslie? Okay, all in favor? Thank you. Okay. Okay, we are very lucky. We have a number of new members.
Lost your sound.
I'm looking forward to working with the new members. So maybe we can all go around the table, and all the new members and current members. Let's all do a little bit of an introduction about ourselves. We'll start with Mohammed, please.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor for me to be part of this committee. My name is Muhammad Anis. You can call me Anis. Usually people call me Anis. It's very simple. Right now what I'm doing, I'm a contract professor at Conestoga College and teaching business courses. At the same time, I'm a consultant helping companies to improve their businesses, operational excellence, and organizational development, and change management. So I'm proud resident of city of Thorold. Regarding why I chose to be part of this committee, there are two reasons. One of the reasons is to represent the community, and the other thing is that this is a great way of contributing and learning from this committee. And what I hope to see the committee do in the next few years, I have gone through the survey report of 2016. I hope there will be a new report in the next few years. And committee is already doing a lot of good work, and I could see because the population of city is changing. In 2019, it was 18,000 plus, and now it is 23,000 plus. 5,000 residents have been added. And also there is a Brock universities, and many students are living in the city as well. So what I hope to see, my role here in the committee, I'll try my best to participate in all the meetings, and I'll be contributing and learning from this committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, that's excellent. Joey?
Thank you, Anis, and welcome to the committee. Welcome all new members and old to the committee. My name's Joey Hewitt. I also represent the Joint Accessibility Advisory Committee, which represents West Lincoln, Lincoln, Grimsby, Pelham, Thorold, Niagara-on-the-Lake, and a new addition, Port Colborne. A lot of the Joint Accessibility Committee's mandates are very similar to age-friendly, so I like to shed a accessible light on anything we do with age-friendly, but my main focus is improving seniors' lives in Thorold. We have such a huge population of seniors, and it's not just accessibility issues I'm interested in. We've done a lot of work over the past years, and we've got a lot of work ahead of us. So I'm glad to see new members and old. We can do a lot. We can get a lot accomplished as a group. Thank you.
Michael, please.
Hi, I'm Michael Hayes. You can see on the agenda it says Gordon Michael Hayes. Gordon Michael Hayes was my birth name. I've never been called Gordon. My parents obviously played a trick because I'd go to school and they'd do roll call and it'd be Gordon, 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 and at the end of the roll call, I'm the one student who hasn't been identified. So it's Michael, Mike. Either is wonderful. I'm really excited, very happy to be on this committee. I am a senior myself. I was born and raised in St. Catharines and was familiar with Thorold. Played hockey at the old arena and didn't know that much about it until I moved here 5 years ago. And I really enjoy it. I'm a school crossing guard for the city at Richmond Street School, so I have 3 shifts a day there, and I love that too, getting to see the kids and the parents and the grandparents, and I love kids. My background is education. I was a professor at Algonquin College in Ottawa. When I left there, I was an academic chair. My 3 areas of discipline were media and design, advanced technology, transportation, building trades. So I kind of wear a lot of hats in a lot of different areas. So I have some, I was originally a carpenter years ago. Started out before I went back to school to get my journalism diploma. And so I have extensive writing background and editing, which I think will be helpful. I'm going to bring up something as far as the committee and the reference and just some of the words and spellings and differences in there that I think we could tidy up a bit with permission, obviously, of the committee. I know the city of Thorold is one of the 10 fastest growing cities in Canada, I do believe. I believe the majority of citizens are seniors, defined as seniors, and I'd like to bring what I can to this to help not just the seniors that are here now, but obviously the seniors to come. As I age and as I am 10 years older, there's going to be someone who's going to be 10 years older, and you know, they will be, as I leave the committee, hopefully I'll be on it for a long time, but you know, set a pathway, set a journey for those up and coming, that it'll be there. That I know this originally was done, I think the age-friendly needs assessment was fall of 2016 was the document. I have a copy of it, I just have the title page here. But obviously there's been a lot of work done, but that's not a long period for something you know, that was obviously needed before. So I want to help you and help everybody just make this community you know, not just age-friendly, but a thriving community. And that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Barb?
Yeah, Barb Daly. Can you hear me? You turned it on. Okay, thanks. I've born and raised in Thorold, lived here all my life, and worked 32 years at Hayes Dana, which was a big auto parts manufacturer in Thorold, and in accounting and HR. And then when they closed, left Thorold, I went to Brock and was the executive director of the Graduate Student Association, which is a nonprofit. We worked with all the grad students and, you know, administered their health and dental plan and planned all their events and stuff. So I do miss that. I retired 2 years ago, so I really miss that, you know, being involved. So I did join the senior center this year to do Tai Chi in January, and I'm loving it, trying to get involved, as Brenda knows, there a lot, trying to get really involved with that. And then, so this really fits with, I think, you know, trying to get involved with the community and really focus. The senior center is a great place, and a lot of, I'm recently retired, and a lot of my friends are, and they didn't know, you know, about the center or everything that's offered. And I think that's one thing that needs, you know, it's how to get that information to the people, to the seniors in Thorold, you know, that it's hard. Because they're not always up on social media. I have friends that don't even have computers, so you know that it's hard with kids. It's you just put it on social media and everybody knows. But with seniors, it's a little different demographic, so you have to, you know, work a little and maybe be, you know, creative about ways to get them to know about, you know, what we have available, because we do have a lot of people for seniors. And, so yeah, I think I really want, you know. See it, you know, become a really vibrant community for seniors. Thanks.
Leslie?
I'm Leslie Daniels. I'm the director of 13 horticulture societies from Dunnville to Niagara River, from Lake Ontario to Lake Erie, and have been involved in many issues in Thorold ever since 1980. So I have a lot of resources, a lot of contacts, and I was a citizen advocate for many different issues, whether it was school related, environmental related. I was a nurse, so health related, and I feel the same way as Barb, that. And we get the same thing. Thorold's Garden Club has been in this community for 94 years. And you would be shocked at the number of people say, what? Who are they? What are they? And it's important that we get the message out. I totally agree. And Jane and the people that went before, I was part of this, did an excellent job. And that's what we're trying to continue with, to help seniors in their lives and let people know we're here.
Thank you, Leslie. I'll go last.
Press the button.
Oh, thank you. I'm Brenda Bader, and I represent the Thorold Senior Center as the president there right now. I'm a Thorold girl, born and raised. I played baseball in Martin Street Park, in Sullivan Park, hit a lot of home runs out of there, I must say. I was a figure skater here in town. I turned professional, skated professionally for about 35 years, and I was also in education for 35 years. So my idea was to, when I retired, was to give back to the community that gave so much to me, and that's exactly why I'm here, to see what I can do to help the seniors in any way, shape, or form as a senior currently. I don't think you realize when you're not a senior what really goes on with seniors until you become a senior, and then you see it all right out in front of you. And so we have to do what we can for the seniors in this town. So that's why I'm on the board.
Thank you. Councillor O'Hare?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Hello, everyone. I am the councillor representative for the committee. Happy to be here, and just briefly about myself. I'm new to Thorold. This is my 5th year in Niagara, 4th year in Thorold, and I'm loving it. Best city in the world. So, as I said, I'm really happy to be here, happy to be on this committee, and look forward to all the great work that we're going to be doing. Thank you.
And is Marilyn still with us? Is Marilyn still with us, or is she gone?
Marilyn is on, yes.
Marilyn, can you introduce
Sorry,
yourself?
I have to unmute myself. Sorry, I've lived in Thorold for a long time, but I'm not Thorold born. I lived across Canada, and I come from Europe in the first place. But I married a Thorold boy who never ever did leave Thorold. My big thing, I'm interested in housing for seniors. I'm still in mine, as you can see by my background. I also choose to work as well. Even though I'm retired, I work. so sometimes I can't keep up with a lot of the other stuff. But I really like working, and a lot of seniors do work, and they work through choice. And I don't think that's recognized enough, and it makes it difficult with some of the housing. But hopefully we can get into it some more.
Okay, thank you, Marilyn. I think that's everyone except me. Okay, my name is Jean D'Amelio Swire. I'm the chair of this committee. This committee started about 8 years ago, we have a regional council on aging, which we are kind of affiliated with a little bit. Every municipality now has, I believe everyone has an age-friendly council, or if it's not called age-friendly, it's called something close to age-friendly. So we do liaise with both the regional and the other age-friendly committees. I'm hoping that in February that our committee, because our committee is one of the more mature committees, that we will host a meeting of all of the age-friendly committees, hopefully at the senior center in January or February or March of next year. The reason why we get together is so we can share what we're doing, and also besides exchanging ideas, so that maybe we can do some projects together. Now COVID, we had established this before COVID, and COVID has halted all this, and so we've kind of regressed a little bit in this area. But again, hopefully in the new year we can start these things again. As I said, I've been with the committee since the beginning, and I like having new members and old members, because hopefully somebody will want to chair this in the near future. One of the things that I feel we do a lot of things. I personally think we have a great committee, and we do quite a few things. And as I said, we are one of the more mature age-friendly committees in the region. One of the things I do feel we're lacking in, and it's partially my fault, I think. Sometimes we're not. We don't have a bigger platform on more strategic issues, and I hope that we can develop a platform on more strategic issues. We have done a lot in the past. We developed a business guide for businesses on age-friendly, and maybe that's something we should look at again in the near future. And there should be other projects like housing that we should be looking at more seriously, and how we can support all of these movements for more and affordable housing and varied housing. So I'm hoping, I will have to talk to Justin and Matthew on this. I'm hoping that in November that we could have a meeting, possibly offline. I don't know if we can have a non-televised meeting, but if we can, just a strategic building meeting where we can talk about different things that we want to do on a strategic level. Like it's easy to do some of these things that we do, like the calendars and some of the things that we support. Those are easy things, but the strategic things are more difficult. So I will pursue this. I am hoping again in November, whether it's online or offline, that we have a meeting to talk about strategically and what we want to do for the next 3 years. I don't think we'll have time today. I would like to dedicate an hour and a half just talking about strategy. And I hope this is acceptable with everyone. As I said, the logistics I'll have to work out with Justin and them. But I think we should be having a meeting and talking about strategy. Any comments? Okay, we have one new person attending. No? You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Tegan Gidney.
Okay, thank you. Okay. All right. We'll proceed with the agenda. So the first two items are the Pumpkin Fest and Cooking for One, and I'm going to let Brenda speak on that. We provided some funds for the Pumpkin Fest, and these were run at the Senior Center, and they were very successful. So Brenda, can you maybe elaborate?
We had our pumpkin festival on the Saturday. It rained, unfortunately, because we had a lot of games planned for outside, but it was successful. We had our pop-up market that we work with the United Way on. That was tremendously successful. And anything that is in our produce market that we do not use goes to community services or goes to the church. We work with the St. John's Church as well. The other one was the Cooking for One with Lynn O'Griswold. We're very happy with that. That was a complete success. We had 10 to 12 people in our kitchen learning to cook for one, and it was actually it was beyond successful. She will be back again. We're planning some more classes starting next year. Actually, we're going to run 3 classes per week. So, I think these are going to continue to be very successful for us. Cooking for One.
Okay, and we sponsored some of the Pumpkin Fest. We do like helping to sponsor events that are multi-generational. That's another aspect of our committee, to support events that are multi-generational. And we have a lot of grandparents and grandkids going to the Pumpkin Fest. Those 2 events. The cookbook. I do want to, just as an explanation, there was a New Horizons grant that was obtained by the TCAG in cooperation or in partnership with the Senior Center, the library, and Age Friendly. And they got about it was more than 18,000. It was a little over $20,000. And we have been working together as a group to spend some of this money for various activities. Many of the things that are currently happening are happening with regards to this this New Horizons grant. The one thing that I am looking for in June of 2024, which is Seniors Month, we want to have some high-profile speakers at a venue in Thorold, and there may or may not be a lunch associated with that. So I'm looking for some very high-profile speakers that we could consider approaching for June 2024, and we have money to pay for the speaking fees out of this grant. So if anybody has any suggestions, I would really appreciate a learning of the names. Okay, I'm going to talk about the cookbook, and then Brenda, if you want to jump in, you can afterwards. Is that okay? The cookbook is another one of these projects that we are sponsoring or helping to sponsor with the New Horizons grant. And I'm going to now introduce the cookbook and the novelty item as one thing. Every Christmas at the Christmas luncheon, we always provide a novelty item as a kind of a token gift at the Christmas luncheon of the Senior Center. And we've done a number of things. We've done shoe bags with our names on it. We've done a little thing that opens a jars, which was really good. Last year we've done sticks to pick up things from the floor. Last year we did a long shoehorn, and that was really popular. So this year we asked for suggestions for the novelty item, and we did get a great suggestion from Councillor O'Hare, which will keep regarding maybe a crossword book or some kind of one of those books that are available for seniors, even a coloring book or something along that line. But what I'd like this committee to suggest is, one of the things that we are sponsoring is a cookbook with the New Horizons grant and the Senior Center. And I would like to put forward that the cookbook becomes our novelty item, that we use the money for the novelty item towards the cookbook, and that we provide some funds. I'm going to suggest up to $500 funds for the cookbook. We're going to do it all in-house, so we were going to print 250 copies. We were going to give free copies to everyone at the Senior Center, and then we were going to make the other copies available for a $5 donation to go towards the TCAG or the Senior Center. So I would like a discussion on that, whether that's a good idea to have the cookbook as our novelty item, and whether we should use up to $500 of our money, our partnership money, and the novelty money that we have for the cookbook. So I need comments, and then if we have enough positive comments, we'll vote on it. If it's not an idea that the committee supports, then we'll go to next steps. Joey?
Thank you. Is it just our committee that would be working on this cookbook? Would it be the library, everybody that stood to gain New Horizons grant?
It's joint, and in this case, the Senior Center has already started to accumulate recipes, and the TCAG is going to take a big part in it because their program person is very good at a program that would allow her easily to put these recipes into proper content, so it looks like a proper cookbook. So she would be supplying us with the resources for that. All we have to supply are typewritten recipes, and if anybody's got a recipe that's typed up, you could send it to me and I'll forward them on, and then she's going to put it together, and we have drafts to review. We have dates now to review the first draft, the second draft, and the third draft. You have the dates? Okay, Leslie's got the dates. You're welcome to attend those meetings if you want to come. If not, we'll just bring you the final copy at the meeting. So we do have help. It's not just our committee. We have a lot of technical help.
Okay,
Leslie, if you've got the dates.
Okay. I want to talk about it for a minute. Okay, so I have a deadline because I have a lot of recipes and I've got to put them on a thumb drive in order to get them to them so we can have it, the book all organized and everything and ready for the Christmas time, which is what we're trying to do. But I'd like to point out that over the years, every single organization in the past has done cookbooks. And it's interesting to me that during COVID, one of the things that horticulturalists ended up doing when they couldn't meet at their meetings was sharing recipes and going on different sites, and that was how they managed their time so they weren't bored. And it's always been a good draw for whatever group puts out a recipe book. So I think it's an excellent idea. I have a deadline of November 3rd, the next week, whatever that date is.
Actually, I do have the dates. November 16th, we want the first draft, and we're going to have a meeting at the Senior Center at 1 o'clock. November 23rd at 1 p.m., we're going to have the second draft.
That's a final.
No, the November 30th was the final draft I've got.
23rd.
So we want to have these done by the first week in December. And we will also, I'll let Brenda speak to it too. We're also going to have a section, the lady who did the Cooking for One classes, she's going to have a section in there on some of the recipes that she produced. Brenda, do you want to say anything else on this cookbook?
Just that the cookbook is a very good idea. We were thinking of a way that we could all participate in this, and so we put it out to all of our members and asked all our members if they would bring in their own recipes, which they did. We got a lot of recipes from Leslie. Thank you very much, Leslie. And so we're going to put them together and get all this ready for you. Anybody's welcome to come to any of those meetings if you'd like to sit in on the meeting. We're going to divvy the work up and decide on what recipes we're going to have. As many as we can get, we'll put in the book. And a quick thank you too to Jean, because without the support of Age Friendly and the support from TCAG that we received, we wouldn't have been able to do the Pumpkin Fest on our own. It's important that we have funding when we can get funding, because as you know, for all the people here that work in nonprofit, there is no money all the time. So you're always scrounging to look for better ways and things to do. And when you're able to have help and assistance, it's really wonderful to see. It just makes everything that more beneficial for us.
So the cookbook is going to be done in-house. The TCAG is going to do all the printing of it. Out of the funds, they'll probably need a new ink cartridge or two. That'll come out of the funds. But because we're doing it in-house, I think it's going to be very economical. All of our logos will appear on the back page of the cookbook. So we will all get recognition for all of this. I don't know if it's going to cost as much as $500 because we're doing it in-house. We're even going to bind the books in-house. So it probably won't, but I put a figure of that out there. And as I said, the TCAG out of the New Horizons grant is also going to be supplying funds for it. And we want to do 250 copies. Marilyn?
How many copies?
250.
Oh, okay.
So
thanks.
we wanted to give one out to all of the members at the senior center and then make copies available for $5 to anybody who wants to buy some Christmas gifts. And again, that $5 will go help the TCAG and the senior center. Michael?
Yes, thank you, Jean. I just want clarification for my own purpose, just so I understand fully. As far as the cookbook goes, 100% in favor from what I've heard. We all eat. Food is not age specific, so it's going to help everybody. But what you were talking about earlier about the novelty item, so the novelty item is something given out at the Christmas luncheon? Okay, so is the cookbook to be the novelty item? It is not to fund the novelty item? No,
I'm going to propose that the cookbook is our novelty item for this year.
That's what that clarifies it. Thank you.
So a little over 100 copies will be our novelty item. How many seniors are there at the senior center?
We have 172.
Okay, now whether all the 172 will want those, I don't know. But that'll be our novelty item I'm proposing for this year. Joey?
I think it's a great idea, and it'll be the first time ever that our novelty item will actually bring in revenue, so I'm all for it.
Yeah. As I said, I don't think all 170 will probably want one, but Barb, I'm sorry, Barb.
I think it's a great idea as well. I did do the Cooking for One class with Lynn. It was fabulous, and she has some great recipes. But the thing about getting the home, everybody's favorite recipe, it's stuff that you would probably cook. Where you get a cookbook sometimes and there's stuff that you say, I don't even know what that ingredient is. So this way I think would be. And I still have a cookbook from St. John's Church that that they did probably 40 years ago, and I still use it. So I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I think these were popular a while ago, but as I said, COVID has put a halt to everything. Anybody else want to make comments on the cookbook and using it as our novelty item for this year and allocating up to $500 for it? As I said, I don't know if we'll need that much. Okay, if there's no further discussion, can I?
Sorry.
sorry, Mary.
Exactly what are we going to pay for out of that 500? What parts? Paper? I mean, paper's going to cost money.
Paper, the cost will help cover the paper. We're going to get a binding machine to bind these. The machine is only worth about $100, up to $100, and then we can use it for other things. And we may need 1 or 2 barrels of ink cartridges for the photocopy machine.
You realize the cost of paper and ink?
Yeah,
I'm not saying that isn't enough money to cover it, but I think it'll take all of it. Because of the cost.
Oh no!
I order paper by the case, and it costs me a fortune.
But we do have the New Horizons grant to also supplement this. It's not only our $500.
No, that's fine. But if you're saying that it would be less than 500, I just don't agree on that, and I don't want to see any surprises.
Yeah, no. If it's over 500, we would be looking for, and I think it will be over 500. We'll be looking for the grant to cover the other cost.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, I suspect it might be closer to $750 to $1,000 to do this. So,
I believe, yeah.
So our contribution would be up to $500, or if it was $800, we'd do 400 and 400.
Yeah.
400 from us and 400 from the grant. Because we're doing it in-house and we haven't gone out to bid, I don't have an exact dollar figure, but
and obviously you're not going to pay for labor.
No.
But the cost of the supplies these days is astronomical.
Yeah, and I do expect it to be more than 500, but we would only contribute up to 500 with the New Horizons grant paying for the rest of it. And I do believe the cost is going to be probably closer to $1,000 for 250 copies.
Yep, okay.
Any other questions?
Gene,
I'm sorry.
Real
Michael?
quick, hardcover, softcover?
It'll probably be a soft cover. We may try to get a little bit of a thicker paper for the cover. Haven't quite got that logistics. That's what I am going to think. It'll just be a thicker paper for the cover.
Different bond stock for the thickness of the paper.
A little, yeah. So we'd probably need.
I don't know the specifics.
Yeah, 500 sheets if we do front and back.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
And we're going to do it on an 8.5 by 11 sheet, only because that is going to be the cheapest way for us to do it, and the least technical way to do it. Any other questions? Okay, can I have a motion that we support the cookbook project in partnership with the TCAG, the Senior Center, the library, and Age Friendly, and pay for costs up to $500 and share pay the costs with up to $500 from our Age Friendly budget, and that the cookbook be our novelty item for the Christmas luncheon on December 7th, 2023. So does that?
So moved.
Who moved it, please? Marilyn?
I did.
Marilyn? Marilyn moved it, and a seconder? Anise? Okay. Any further discussion on this?
Was the TAG part of this too for grant?
TCAG.
Yeah, Megan. You never mentioned her when you mentioned the...
Yeah, the TCAG is also part of this. Yeah. Okay. So any further discussion on this? We have a mover and a seconder. Any further discussion? All in favor? Anybody opposed? Okay, that looks like it's carried. Thank you. Okay, the next one is we would like to do a bus trip from we're proposing November 23rd is a Thursday, and an alternate date, November 30th, in case there's a storm. We're proposing a bus trip from the senior center, leaving roughly at 5 o'clock, going to Betty's, a restaurant in which the participants will pay for their own meal. And then after the meal, there will be a tour of the Festival of Lights. We have gotten a rate from, and we're going to have to confirm the exact dollar amount, for a bus that holds 21 people, roughly, from Niagara Airbus. And we think we might need 2 of these buses. The buses are going to be, so it's a 3-hour trip. 5 o'clock, leave the senior center. 5:30 at Betty's, they'll pay for their own supper. 7 o'clock, we'll leave Betty's and do a tour of the Festival of Lights. And at 8 o'clock, we'll be back at the center. The bus is being rented for 3 hours. The participants are going to pay $5 each towards the bus, which will give us about $100. If there's 21, it's $105. And then we'd like to, Age Friendly would subsidize one bus, and the grant would subsidize the other bus if we needed 2 buses. So we wanted to do this as just kind of a socialization is one of the 8 dimensions of the World Health Organization. And we just thought this would be a nice way to allow a group of seniors to go and participate in this. You do not have to be a member of the senior center to participate in this, because one of the buses is being sponsored by the New Horizons grant. So we don't have to be a member of the senior center. And we figure a bus is going to be between $400 and $500. So again, I'm asking, first of all, for feedback on whether you want to support this, and again, to support one of the buses up to $500. It may be less than that, but up to $500. So I'm looking for comments. And the other thing I want you to keep in mind is that our budget goes until December 31st. Not that I want to spend money needlessly, but our budget goes until December 31st. We generally have $3,000 given to us by council, and so far we have not spent a lot of that money yet. So I'm looking for comments.
It's a great idea. We should be having more buses, more trips for seniors, actually. That's a great idea. Because I have seen in other municipalities, they do have many trips, actually. And that will be great fun. I'm very sure about it.
They tried to do this at the senior center last year, but because the seniors will have to pay the full cost of the bus, which was $21, and then their meal, many of them couldn't afford that. So we figure at $5, there's some people won't even at $5, but hopefully more will be able to. Barb?
I was just going to say, I think it's a great idea too. A lot of seniors have trouble driving at night, so they wouldn't be able to go on their own to see something like that. So I think it's a great idea.
Okay. Oh, Marilyn?
I tried to bring the cost down. Obviously, you're going to make a reservation for the private room at Betty's, but can you not do a fixed or a semi-fixed, with choice, menu that would bring the cost down for everybody?
Yeah, we're going to look into that, maybe offering 3 or 4 options. Betty's does this on a regular basis, so we're going to follow up with them, and if that's an option to make the meals more affordable, we're going to look into that for sure.
Yeah, definitely, because you don't want a menu.
Yeah.
You'll never get out of there in an hour and a half if you just give everybody a menu.
Yeah, so we're going to look into that, and as I said, Betty does this regularly, so I'm sure they're going to have options for us.
Yeah.
Any other comments? Okay, so a motion to support the Festival of Lights bus trip. It'll be open to all seniors. It'll be on November 23rd with an alternate date of November 30th, if weather doesn't permit on the 23rd. The bus trip will leave the senior center at 5 o'clock, arrive at Betty's at 5:30, leave Betty's at 7, and be back at the senior center at 8. And that our committee support the cost of the bus up to $500. Michael is mover?
I'll motion what you just said.
Okay. And Anise, you're seconded? Okay. Any further discussion? I'll call the question. All in favor? Okay, that's carried. Thank you. Okay, the RAC card, I'm sorry, I have to tell you, I'm on another committee which is taking up a hell of a lot of my time, so I apologize. I've gotten comments from Megan, our communications person, on what changes she wants to the RAC cards, and I will get those changes made, and then we've got this is a budgeted item, and I'll just proceed if everything falls within the budget. And if it doesn't, then I'll bring it up again. If it's a little bit more expensive than what we've budgeted, I'll bring it up at the November meeting. So I want to get this over with. I have to get it done before December 31st. So this may be the last time this is on the agenda, unless I have to come back for a few more dollars than what we've budgeted. Hopefully it'll be what we budgeted. I think we budgeted somewhere around $250. And I think we're only going to do 1,000 of these, because the reason why we're only doing 1,000 of them is because there may be some changes in the future to phone numbers. So what a RAC card is for the new members, it has all the 1-1 numbers like 911, 211, 511 on the one side, and explains what the numbers are. And on the back of it, it has some of the city numbers. And we probably, like the arena, City Hall, and that kind. And we use it as an information item that we have at various. Oh, Joey's got the current one. Yeah, you can pass it around. And it needs just a few changes. Our communications person wanted a few minor changes so that it meets the standards of the city. And we use it, we put it in various racks, and we use it if we have an information fair, etc. We'll use it for information fairs as a giveaway item from our committee. So because that's a budgeted item, I don't think we need further discussion, as I said, unless I have to bring it back next month, because it's not within the budget. Okay, so I'll leave that. The novelty item has been resolved. It's going to be the cookbook. Okay, this one, we're looking for a committee. We have, in June of every year, we have 2 awards. We have June is Seniors Month. It's Ontario Seniors Month. And we always have an event at the Senior Center in which we recognize 2 seniors. We recognize a Thorold Senior of the Year, and we recognize a Thorold Senior Citizens Association Senior of the Year. The first one is any resident of Thorold over 55 who has made significant contributions to the community qualifies to be nominated. It can't be a current councillor. And then the Thorold Senior Citizens Association Senior of the Year is a member of the Thorold Senior Center who has contributed to the Senior Center. So these 2 awards are always in June. They're always well received. We have our MP, MPP, MP, regional councillor, our mayor, the president of the Thorold Seniors Association, all presenting plaques to these individuals. And we usually always get a nice write-up on these individuals in Thorold today. Does anybody else want to say anything about it? Did I explain it? Is it understandable? Okay. What we're looking for is, and there's other seniors that are recognized both by the municipality and are recognized also. And we ask for nominations, and we start the nomination process early. We'll start in February or March because we need these done by April. And even though the event is in June, we need to submit the names to the province too, so they can get their certificates produced. So we'll start this process early. But what we were thinking of, and somebody suggested this, I apologize, I don't remember who, that we form a little committee to start investigating and start creating a list and some biographies. And maybe there's other parameters for this committee that once it meets, it might develop other parameters for itself. To develop some biographies of people in this community who are deserving of these awards. And once you start talking to various groups, you realize how many people have volunteered for years and years and years in our city. And we thought if we could start a list and some biographies, then when these kinds of events happened, we would still ask people to submit names, but we would already have some names for consideration. So I guess I'm wondering, do we think this committee is a good idea? Number one, do we still want to proceed with this? And number two, if we do want to proceed with this, are there a couple of people who might like to spearhead it and approach some of our organizations to try to get some names of some of these people who are volunteering in our community? So one, do we do the committee? And two, if we do the committee, who would like to volunteer? Even 2 or 3 people would be great. Any comments? I don't think you should volunteer. I don't think you should volunteer.
I think it's a good idea just to have some names.
I think it's a great idea. What I want to know is that we're a small group, and there are other people in the community that might have the information you're looking for. Yeah. Can we second them to such a committee to help find those people? That might be easy. It might be the best way to do it. I don't know.
Or we can invite people from different organizations to a committee meeting, and they can suggest people because we don't know. That's a problem. We don't know the people, so we could have different people come to a meeting and present names, and then the other thing, it's not only the presentation of the names. The work is in asking those people to develop a biography on these people, and to help. Once they give you the information, it might result in a little bit of editing of the biography. But working with these people to help develop these biographies would be a great. Would be one of the things that is necessary. Yeah. So if Joe Smith from X organization came to the committee meeting and suggested ABC person, then you can work with that person to develop a biography on that person. Sorry, Justin?
I suggest that this group forms it as a working group that can go outside of this and not through these types of meetings, and can get them together and maybe look at other groups to work with. And then once things are compiled and put together, then it can come to this committee.
Yes, and I'm not sure we want to publicly name the people on the list either, because what happens if somebody doesn't get nominated that year? You go, why did A get nominated and B did? It would be a working group. Yes, that's what we're looking for, an informal working group. And you can meet as little or, it doesn't have to be intensive. You can just decide to meet and have somebody from the TAA come and somebody from the garden club come another time, and it could even be maybe done, on a Zoom meeting. But it would be a working group. It wouldn't be coming. Okay, Brenda.
Is there requirements for, I know at the senior center we have specific requirements on who we decide on based on how many years of experience or how many years they volunteered?
Yes, we have criteria for Thorold. It would just be for Thorold Senior of the Year, because for Thorold Senior Citizens Association, that's up to you guys. We have criteria for both, but it would be only for the Thorold Senior of the Year, because you're going to handle the other one. And we do have criteria for both. So, first of all, number one, do you think we need a working group, or do you want to do it the way we've always done it and we would still open up the nomination in February. I'll bring this up probably at the January meeting. We'd still we'd accept nominations at large per our criteria. But if anybody does want to work on a working group to supplement that, let me know. So one, do we want to do the working group? Yes or no? Yes. Yes?
Yeah, definitely. We don't have the manpower, so that makes sense.
Okay, and can we have a couple of people who might volunteer to be on the working group? Brenda, you've got tons on your plate. Brenda, you want to be on the working group?
I will as well.
Okay, Michael will be on the working group.
As a newbie.
We'll invite you because you'll have suggestions.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right, so let's leave it at that, and I'll help out too. And if anybody changes their mind and would like to be, it's very informal. We're not going to do, we'll let you know when the meeting is. And again, it's just a working group. Okay, so Brenda, Michael, and myself, and anybody else wants to, you're welcome to join in. Okay. Okay, now number 8 is roundtable. I'm going to go all the way around. We'll start with Councillor O'Hare.
I've nothing to add, but thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, Marilyn.
Do it again. Sorry about that. No, I don't have anything this week. Month.
Okay. Anise?
Thank you. Nothing to speak right now.
Okay. Joey?
Just want to update you on Town of Lincoln. Back during COVID, I was involved with their newly formed age-friendly committee because they were trying to prepare documents for a guidebook for businesses in Town of Lincoln. And they knew that we had already done one ourselves. So I was at the meeting, Town of Lincoln, last Monday night, and they said the council has approved it, so they're just waiting to issue it to the public. So as soon as that's available, I'll bring a copy.
Yes, I'm not sure if this would be the time to bring it up, and I'm going to bring it up. And I'm going to preface it by saying, please, 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 do not take what I'm about to say personally. It's about writing, and I know people take great pride in their writing and stuff like that. As a professor, when I would correct students, they would get very upset. because they had never been corrected before. They had spelled something wrong their entire life. They got through university and were unaware of how to spell certain words. So I was a professional journalist for about 20 years at a couple of Canadian newspapers before I became a journalism professor, so I do consider myself a bit of a wordsmith. I investigate, I research, and to me it's important. The written word is very sacred. My last graduating class in 2010 had worse literacy skills than my first graduating class in 1990, and that was directly because of computers, internet, email, and texting, where people just, punctuation's gone, grammar's gone. You must see it all the time. Uppercase, lowercase, to spelled whatever way they feel like it. There, they are, there, over there, whatever, it doesn't matter. So in saying that, please, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I did some research when I got the notification from Justin, thank you for that, and I got the nice welcome letter from Eugene. And what I could do immediately to perhaps help this committee is, again, I have this document here, so it's age-friendly Niagara Council, age-friendly. That's correct. The committee is the proper noun. The adjective is age-friendly, but it's a modified adjective because it's age-friendly committee. The age-friendly community of Thorold in 2016, age-friendly. Age-friendly needs assessment, age-friendly. And yet our own terms of reference that's on, this is where I got as a member of the public, has 2 words, age-friendly. The email Gene sent me said age-friendly community hyphenated. Correct. In this document, we have vice chair 2 words, uppercase. We have vice chair hyphenated, lowercase. We have seniors. The plural of seniors is seniors. The possessive of seniors is R''S, and yet we have it in reference to seniors as the possessive when we're talking. There are a few just misspelled words, wrong, word usage, some typos. The one I have here was from March 21st. I just saw when I looked at the most recent one, it was passed on October 3rd. It's a mirror copy of this. It's carbon copy. Nothing changed at all. So I will gladly, if it's approved, I will take it upon myself. It won't take me long. I have my red editor's pencil out, and I circled and wrote in everything that needs to be corrected. It won't take me long at all. I will do that. All I would ask that it be sent to me, it's a PDF. All I would ask, I can't edit a PDF. I don't have that tool. If it could be sent to me in a Word copy, Word document, and then I can do it. Like I said, it literally would take me probably 15 minutes. I can go home after my afternoon my dismissal shift as a crossing guard and bang it off. So I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. Don't take it that way. But I do value the written word. We are a professional committee. This document is out there for the public to see. And to me, one of the signs of professionalism is impeccable writing and word usage and spelling. So I will take that on. And again, I don't apologize, but I don't want people to take it the wrong way.
So you've got the needs assessment there? Is that the one?
I have that. I just have the title page.
Oh, you just have the title? Okay, all right.
I do have the entire document, but it's quite lengthy because it had charts and graphs. And,
Yep.
But I'm just talking about age-friendly. It was age-friendly community. It was age-friendly needs assessment properly.
So what documents do you want me to send you? The age-friendly document?
No, the term of reference.
Oh, the terms of reference.
No, I'm not concerned. This is 2016, and
Okay.
it's actually correct.
Okay.
I'm talking about our own terms of reference. Title page, age-friendly, 2 words.
Okay.
That's age-friendly.
Okay, Justin?
Yes, I have that. I can send it. The only update from March was to expand this committee to add 4
yeah,
members
no, I
instead of
see.
2.
Yeah.
Everything else stayed the same.
Yeah.
And a lot of the terms of reference need some work. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so nothing major, but
Okay. In the working group that I want to have in November, that I hopefully we can have, we should be looking at the terms of reference of our committee. We should be looking at Empowering Older Adults in Niagara survey, and we should be looking at the old the old survey that we did in 2016. So those are all documents that if we have a working group to discuss our strategy, that we should all familiarize ourselves with. I will also try to put together a list of some of the things we've done in the past. We actually have done quite a few things, just to bring you up to speed on some of the things we've done. Again, the business guide is something we should redo. The only hesitation I have right now is there's some new accessibility rules coming up, and it would be nice to redo it once those accessibility rules are in effect. Is it 2025? 25. So that's what my hesitation of redoing that business guide is before. But I have some guides at home, and I'll try to bring some when we'd have our working group meeting so you can actually see the work that went into that guide. Yeah, so, okay.
I would also just offer, again, just my editing skills. So if going forward, if there's documentation that we're going to put out there, if you would like me to have like a final read on it, a final edit, I'll guarantee you it will be grammatically correct, punctuation will be correct, and everything will be as tidy and neat and consistent. Like I said, when we have uppercase vice chair, lowercase vice chair, uppercase committee, lowercase committee, like it's all over the map, there has to be consistency.
Yep. I'm on another committee called Single Seniors for Tax Fairness, and we have a person who loves doing this kind of stuff, and she keeps us in line, and we all love it because we don't have to do it. Huh? Okay. Do you want to say it? I'm sorry. No. Okay. Barb?
It's just, can he do that now? Like just update it so that it's...
Yeah, he'll do it. And as I said, I'm hoping to have a working committee meeting in November, and hopefully we'll have all of these. We'll have that terms of reference. The terms of reference is easy. Justin will send it to him, and he'll revise it for us, and we'll have it.
I'm the same way that, in the documents. And working with the university students, it's amazing when you find out, how they got there with some of the grammar. But yeah, that's great. Yeah. Anyway, I have nothing else I just think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Especially if it's on the website.
Leslie?
I totally agree. I write books. I've got 4 published, and I totally agree. I don't know how many times I've edited things and said, when you write mom, unless that's actually her name, that is not capitalized, because the kids aren't taught that in school anymore. Yeah, and when you write books, you need to have an editor, and I've always had an editor. I never have a problem with somebody correcting something and making my work look better. So, yeah, that's nice to know there's other people that feel the same way. Sometimes it's just that it goes, whatever it is, terms of reference or whatever, it goes through too many people. And everyone tries to edit, but I mean, if you've half written it, you read it the way you think it should read, and you don't notice these things. So I remember the last time I got edited and realized I needed an editor, I did a flyer for a meeting, and the mayor was going to be a speaker. And so I sent it to him to show him, when he would be on the agenda. And he wrote back and he said, "This is great, but you might want to put a date on it." And I went, "God." I said, "I need a secretary."
Leslie, just in response to that, and that's a really good point. At one point in my career, I was the editor-in-chief, and I wrote a weekly column, and which I took great pride in. I loved it. I loved to write. And before I would publish that, because I was the last person to hit the publish button, I would have a junior reporter read it. And because I thought it was clean as a whistle, because I knew what I meant to say. I knew that I would miss a the or an it. And I'd read it, I'd proof it, and I'd read right through it.
Yep.
And that junior reporter, who had little experience, would almost always find something. And I appreciated that. And you can't be so up here that you don't take advice and you don't take constructive criticism. So I appreciate it. We're on the same page.
I totally agree, and I'm just delighted we have people that have those skills. That's all I want. Oh, do I have to say something about what's going on?
Whatever you want. It's round table.
Okay. So Saturday, this week's been really bad, but Saturday we have a fall forum that is for the 13 societies across the region, horticulture societies. We have a couple of speakers, Sean James, who did a butterfly pollinator garden in Beamsville. He's well known across the province. And Margaret Pickles, who was a professor at the Niagara College, and she's so retired, but she was always called the butterfly lady because she researched them and followed them to Mexico and looked at how they were faring and then followed them back to see what was wrong with their path, where all the milkweed was gone and they couldn't find food or whatever. So it's Saturday and we're opening the doors to anyone that wants to come. There's a catered lunch. It costs $20 to get in. Lots of door prizes, amazing door prizes, and a chance to learn a little bit more about what we need to help pollinators and ourselves to survive over the next few years. So if anyone's interested, we'll be at the Senior Center. Doors open at 8:30. We have one contest if you like designing things. You can design something, it's called Hocus Pocus Autumn Focus. So it could be, you know, weeds from your garden, dead flowers, I don't know, Halloween theme, autumn theme, and we run a contest. So everyone's invited. That's all I want to say.
Okay, Brenda? Okay, so that, okay, upcoming and outstanding items. The font size sign, I assume we've heard nothing on it. This is a motion that we passed, I can't remember even when we passed it, it was so long ago, asking the city to give us a report to see if new or replacement street signs could be in larger font. So we asked them if they could give us a report on this. And we haven't gotten any reports. So I am wondering if possibly Councillor O'Hare can liaise with staff to see if they are even going to give us a report.
I have an update if you would like.
Okay.
So Sean Dunsmore, engineering manager, advised me that the report is currently in progress.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's great. Okay, so we look forward to that report. Okay, Christmas luncheon, it's December 7th, it's at the Senior Center. We have some money towards this. I'll bring it up at the next meeting, and I'll have a copy of our budget at the next meeting. We have some money towards this. I'm hoping that we can sponsor the dessert for the luncheon and a speaker. So hopefully we'll have more specifics on that for the next meeting. And long-term committee initiatives and thorough survey, again, we're going to defer that to hopefully a working meeting in November. It may be before November, maybe before our meeting or after our meeting, but I'm going to work with Justin to figure out a date when we can have a working meeting for about an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, to talk about some long-term initiatives that we might be consider doing for the next 3 years, including what we want to do next year. Okay, our next meeting, our meetings are usually, it's 1 week late this month because I was away last week, and it's earlier because I have a 2 o'clock meeting also today. But normally our meetings are the third Thursday of the month at 1:30. That would make our next meeting November 16th at 1:30. Does this still work for everybody? Does the third Thursday at 1:30 work for everybody? Okay, so we'll leave it at that, and if there's changes in the future. So the next meeting is November 16th, 1:30. It'll be the same format, Zoom and in person. I would hope that the working committee meeting is going to be in person. I just think a working committee meeting, it'd just be better in person. Again, so we'll figure out the date for that. And usually our December meeting, I want you to think about this, we'll talk about it next month. Usually our December meeting, we have a very informal meeting. We usually go to a restaurant in Thorold, kind of have lunch, which we all pay for ourselves, and then tack on a few agenda items to the meeting. It's very informal. I'll have to make sure that we can still do that. Michael?
Yeah, sorry, I just want to let everyone know, and I let Justin know, that the 1:30 meetings, as a crossing guard, I have to be on a crossing at 2:25. So if I
Okay.
do have to leave a little bit early, I'd have to leave here at about 2:15. So I'll participate fully up to that point, but I do have to be there for 2:25. And just that, it's only that one Thursday. I mean, I'm there every day. At
You're
2:15.
there every Thursday, so that,
I'm there every Thursday, yeah.
yeah, so that,
And today, right now, I have to be for lunch dismissal at
Okay.
12:25, so I know we're right near adjournment, but I do have
okay,
to run.
all right. So
thank-
let's leave the November meeting at 1:30, but let's figure out a different time.
For me, one would be absolutely perfect.
1 is better? Okay. So how about, is
Oh,
1?
sorry, not, yes, 1 would be perfect, yes.
It would fit your schedule?
Perfect, yeah. No, wait a minute, hang on, sorry. My noon, which I'm going to right now, is 12:25 till 1:15. So even 1:20, because I'm 5 minutes away, I'm at Richmond Street Public School. So if it could be 1:20,
How about, okay, 1.
How about what we had today? I really like this 11 o'clock stuff.
Okay. Okay, let's,
I mean, it's for the majority, right? So I
Okay.
will be here at 1:30.
okay, okay, let's, okay, you go, okay, go. Okay, so does 11 o'clock work? You can do it.
I know.
No, for me, actually, it is 1:30 is better because up to 1 o'clock I have classes,
Okay, you have classes.
always on Thursdays. So
Okay. Well, let's leave it for the next meeting. We'll do 1:30, and hopefully we'll come up with, maybe we'll do some kind of Google search, or we'll try maybe at our working committee, we'll see if we can come up with a different date. Let's do it for 1:30 for the next meeting. And then we'll figure, we'll talk about it further and see if we can come up with a better time that accommodates everybody. Okay? Okay, bye, everybody. Thank you. Oh, I need a motion to adjourn. A motion to adjourn, somebody? A mover, Joey, seconder, Brenda.